When I visited Cape Town, no black people, no South African black people believed that I was American. Like, seriously, I would speak to them the way I'm speaking now with an American accent, I'd assume, because they all had African accents. And they thought I was like making it up. For real. They literally thought some guy, one of my friends told me like, oh yeah, they were saying like, oh, you really believe this guy that he's from America?
I'm glad to have you, amazing viewer. It's with a lot of excitement that I'm sharing this video with you today. So much excitement, because it's about the motherland. And yeah, these are African American visiting the motherland, and they're giving the experiences, they're giving what they experienced in Africa. And yeah, compared to the image that is being portrayed of Africa on social media, there's a few people who have taken the initiative to go to Africa and experience on their own what is happening and what is it like to be in the motherland, Yeah, so they had gone and they're sharing the experiences, and I tell you that you'll enjoy every bit of this video. Every bit you'll just enjoy, Stick around, like the video, subscribe, share the video. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts kindly. I appreciate your love and support, and I love interacting, guys. I appreciate that you're spending your time with me. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Like, seriously, I would speak to them the way I'm speaking now with an American accent, I'd assume, because they all had African accents. And they thought I was like making it up. For real. They literally thought some guy, one of my friends told me like, oh yeah, they were saying like, oh, you really believe this guy that he's from America? Some guy was like, oh yeah, he's probably some Zulu guy from Johannesburg. Yo, I don't even know. It was random. And they said I must have visited America or something. What's that about? What was that?
So do I regret coming to Africa? Hell no. Hope that don't get you censored, but nah. I'm just saying.
Yeah. One of my biggest regrets is not getting here sooner. I wish we'd have got here a little earlier.
Right.
And maybe learn the language. And you know what? It's raining on us right now.
What we gonna do? You want to go to another area, or we just stick it out in the rain? Cause
I ain't getting wet.
Wow. They tell you you go to Africa, take shots. And you gotta take like 5 or 6 different, types of shots to save you from this, save you from that, save you from this.
Why does that rumor even exist, though?
I mean, because they know the value of black people going back home. Can you just imagine if African Americans in America decided, you know what, man, America, we going back home, and then all the value that we bring here, we took over there.
If you're gonna do study abroad as an African American, I think it's honestly better for you to go to Africa. It's not the way that a lot of us believe that it is. And I even fell into that ignorant thinking before I actually spent time in Ghana. So I was staying in Atlanta, and I told my family hey, I'm going with my boyfriend to Ghana. And people were actually real worried for me, or concerned, or am I going to be able to speak with you? Are you going to have a signal? A lot of us as African Americans don't even realize how nice it is over there. And it was even for myself like that. I was shocked when I got to Ghana and saw that they had Mercedes-Benz there. A lot of people were driving Mercedes, and it shocked me, So I would suggest all of you guys, media is popular everywhere. Burna Boy, WizKid, the music scene is really good there. It's doing honestly better than over here. They're making more money as far as, so if media is something.
Yo, I swear South Africans are the most loving, welcoming people I've ever met in my life. Look at this brother right here talking about we got citizenship waiting for you. What? We don't even say stuff like that here to other black people, especially if they're foreigners. We be like, stay where you at. Don't bring your problems here. But nah, seriously, guys, just so much love since I went there. I lived there for 6 months. And people were so welcoming and loving and supportive. And I must say, one of the biggest things about South Africa that I love the most is the big nyash. Seriously though, the food, the people, the wildlife, the music. Piano is a whole vibe. Don't let the media lie to you and let them tell you that Africans do not like Black Americans. That is not true. I encourage you to go there for yourself and see the love for yourself. Shop Ndini.
And they think South Africans are in rural countries. We particularly hear money. We quickly notice the colors. It helps to have home. Listen, when I tell you, like, how they thought I came from the bush, like, I'm actually going to do a video talking about the questions I've gotten. But just to give you two, they always ask me if I'm related to Trevor or if I knew Trevor's family, Trevor Noah. Now at this point, I'm just like, yeah, because I'm over it. And then I went to the zoo one time. Oh, my light is on. I don't know why that was on. I went to the zoo one time and we were walking around, whatever, and they heard my accent. They like said something on my accent, this lady. And I was like, oh, no, I'm from South Africa. And she was like, oh, this must feel like home. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to leave this and let it slide. But I wanted to say, what do you mean this must feel like home?
I don't think people understand how it feels for a lot of African Americans to come home to a place you've never been. I mean, how you never been home before? I think it's emotional for everybody. Every African American should experience it for their own soul. It's for your soul. You know, your soul is here. And so it's nothing but greatness being here. I mean, you know, this is home. It's when we get here, the first time I came here, I couldn't stop crying because I had come to a place called home, which I had never been. And I felt robbed. And so I'm good now. Now, you know, we're doing some business over here. We're going to create some opportunity over here. We're going to change the thought process, you know, and this is going to help shape, especially bridge the gap between African Americans and Africans, because that's what you have to do. You know, we all know what America is. You know, we've done some wonderful things. They accomplish a great deal, but you don't know what it is. You gotta go home, though. Eventually, you gotta go home. Yeah, absolutely. It pulls at you. Absolutely. You know, so once you come here, you'll get it. The more of us that come here, the more you'll get it. Because when you drive down the street, it's like driving down the street in Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, Washington. You just keep seeing yourself. I thought 5 people was my aunt today. I thought I saw my aunts 5 times today. I know I saw some cousins. And I met the dude from Houston. That's over in Springfield.
Right, we did.
He just a lighter version of my brother Terry.
Really?
And when I saw him, I had to sit down. He looked just like my brother.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything. Thank you.
First of all, Africa everywhere is a beautiful place, okay? And a lot of people in America don't know this. A lot of black people in America don't know this, you know, because they always show, you know, a very poor side of it. So when I got to go to, you know, Joburg and Durban and all of these places, Tanzania, it's like, it's actually beautiful. And we can actually visit and we can have a good time.
I couldn't cut you off.
Yeah, but I've never been to South Africa.
Let's be very clear. Yeah. South Africa is the real Africa. Yeah. See, this is what happens, right? Any amazing part of Africa that's beautiful, that attracts tourism, they say, well, that ain't really the real Africa. Right. But if it's poor, impoverished, and you know, full of diseases or plagues, oh yeah, nah, be careful. We don't want to be in that part of Africa. Yeah. So they claim the poor part for Africa to say, okay, that's Africa. Right. But then if there's anything that's enticing or inviting about Africa, they say, well, that's not really the real Africa. Mm-hmm. And that's what we got to break. Right. Because, you know, to South Africa's credit, they had help by the British to actually help to develop.
That was the apartheid, right?
Right.
Yeah, which was the smallest population, mind you.
Period. But those are real Africans. Yeah. Like them white boys over there, some of them are more African than the actual Africans. That's why they call Africans.
Africans.
Like them niggas is ghetto
they got
shit.
Their own language.
And what's crazy, certain parts of Africa, of South Africa, the white folks are the ones in the ghettos. Wow. Yeah. If you go to South Africa, the richest people in South Africa are the black ones.
Oh, like the white people. It's almost like a flip. Is in the worst position now. This is the Netflix in Cape Town, in the flats.
Bro,
Cape Flats.
Johannesburg, like everywhere you go, there's areas where there's poor people, but the poorest areas are the poor parts where the white folks are. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact, it's a Netflix special on that. It's a Netflix special on that. I got to remember the name though. Okay. But if you Google, I mean, if you search South Africa on there, it'll pop up on.
Or watch my documentary, Coming Home South Africa. I mean, and I'm telling you, and they have an amazing hip hop scene. And I went into Johannesburg, and they got a spot called what is it called?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Slaughterhouse.
Americans going to South Africa, never ever bring your emotional support animals with you. For one, there are lots of wild animals roaming the streets of South Africa, and your emotional support service creature will be gobbled up very quickly. And should it survive, you don't want to be seen with an emotionally support animal servicing you, because South Africans will mock you, because they don't have emotional support animals, because they service each other emotionally, because the reality is they're all going through the same thing. So they're there. It's a tight-knit community. They're going to be looking after each other. So leave your emotional support animal at home.
This is the first vestige on the site so far. We didn't know that this was here. And this is an indication of what the site is like. There are so many vestiges that remain. Here you see the blocks here. You see the structure and how big it is. It goes back that way and comes around. This is an indication of the size of Bimbia as well. As we move forward, you'll see there will be many other vestiges that we see. At this point, we can say with confidence that the land space at Bimbia and the vestiges that are here makes Bimbia larger than Gorée in Senegal, larger than Cape Coast and Elmina in Ghana, separately and put together. Makes this space larger than the physical vestiges at Ouida, larger than the vestiges at Badagry. This, Bimbia, may be, in terms of land space, the largest site d'esclavage dans l'Afrique. I hope you understand the weight and the importance of this. We have just begun to do the work. This is not the end of now finding a vestige that has been hidden in our history for so long. That is a major accomplishment, and Cameroon in 2013 declared Bimbia a national historic site.
If you are African American and you are thinking of visiting South Africa or moving to South Africa, this one is for you. So I've been getting a lot of questions from African Americans asking me the difference between the US and South Africa, having lived in both now. First of all, and I think this is the most important one, when you get to South Africa, or Africa as a whole, you are just another black individual trying to go about their lives. No one is going to stop you and ask you for a driver's license, etc. No, besides Metro Police. They might just ask you for a bribe, but that's a different story for another day. Then, infrastructure is the same. Infrastructure is the same, guys. Our roads are the same. Our buildings are the same. Yeah, it's the same. There's no difference. The fact that they teach you guys that we have lions and tigers as pets, it's a lie. I mean, I wish I could have a tiger for a pet, but I don't, and I can't afford to have one, so no. Then, culture. So in America, when it comes to black people, you know, you guys speak one language, you have a similar culture. In South Africa, we have different tribes and different languages. So you are black, yes, but you would probably assume to belong to a specific tribe. So if people speak to you in a certain vernacular language, it would probably be because they assume you to belong to that tribe. So if someone speaks to you in either Zulu or Sotho or Xhosa, etc., right, it's because you probably look that way and they would assume you to belong to that tribe, right? Then also, oh yes, your phenotype. So if you are mixed race looking, right? Now I refer to myself as black by race and colored by culture due to the fact that South Africa has different cultures and different tribes. Now, I am speaking for myself. I don't need another colored person coming in here saying, no, I'm not black. I'm not speaking about you. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking about myself. Now, back to African Americans. So if you are colored or mixed race looking and people speak to you in Afrikaans, again, it's like I said, you will be assumed to belong to the tribe that you look like, majority of the time. Now, load shedding. Load shedding is a thing. So load shedding is the electricity gets cut at least once or twice a day for about 2 hours. Our government is working on it. They're 100% working on it. And hopefully by the time you get here, all is well. And then, your dollars will go a very long way in South Africa, guys. So if you have, say, $5,000, you will be balling. 100% you can go to the best restaurants and the best hotels.
You know, I got a chance to see a part of South Africa that the media doesn't always allow us to see.
That was it about this video. Kindly like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell so that you get notified whenever we have a new video. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. I appreciate. Goodbye for now. See you.